Hello and welcome to the Change Gang podcast with me, your host, Laura Ordile. I'm here to help you hold on to your sanity and your soul as you move through big change. I'm here to guide you from frustration to flow in your life, bridging the practical and the woo, just for you. Let's go. Welcome to the week, Change Gang. I hope everything is heading in a good direction for you. Today we're going to chat about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And it's something, I've talked a little bit about hypnosis before, but I haven't shared very much about NLP. I think maybe I've mentioned it a time or two in some of the things that I've talked about previously, but I wanted to just focus a little bit on this because it's a pretty incredible tool, and sometimes it can get a bad rap because people can sometimes use it to their benefit only when they are the ones that are trained in it. But that's not what it's meant for. It's meant to be used and shared in a helpful way. And as with all things, some people can twist it or use it in a not great way. But when it is used in the good way, which is all we're going to talk about here, it can be an incredible, incredible thing. Some of the things that it can really help with and do, it can help increase self-confidence. It can work with you on developing better relationship, increasing motivation, willpower. It can actually clear anxiety. It can help rid you of fears and phobias. And there's some interesting phobias out there, but oftentimes we have that fear of something, and it comes from that being anchored in somewhere along the way, just like anxiety, just like all of the things that trigger, I will say, a specific response or action on our part. Something is anchored in somewhere along in our lives, and we have to kind of pull that anchor up and clear it and anchor you in a different place. If you think about a song that comes on the radio, it can take you instantly into a good place. Happy, having a good time, enjoying it. It just lifts your spirit as soon as it comes on. And then there might be the song that comes on that you immediately reach to change. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm not listening to that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to experience that. That's an anchor right there. It takes you to a place where you feel a certain way, and from that you're going to respond in your world accordingly. That's what happens with phobias, with fears. Something triggered a fear of heights, or something triggered maybe a phobia of spiders. Something along the way triggered that. Same thing with anxiety. There's something that some situation that you've been in where maybe anxiety came on full force, and you remember it distinctly. Well, that memory, that anchor, can help actually clear it, because we do some work in NLP with what's called submodalities, those feelings, those what do you see, what do you hear, what do you feel, those types of things. And you go in and you clear them and you anchor into something that feels good and clear and happy. There's a few different ways that NLP can be used in your life, and actually it's using particular words sometimes to bring about something. So NLP is often woven into hypnosis and other subconscious accessing modalities, I will say. But just NLP on itself, even without the hypnosis, does incredible things. There's timeline. With NLP, you've probably heard people talk about timeline, where you work with going sometimes into the past and clearing things. I actually love to do all the way back to some ancestral clearing, because that's super interesting and fun, I think, but also very helpful. But you can go in and go back to a moment in time for you in your lifetime and clear the difficulty around that particular issue, clear the trauma, clear the feeling. And you can also go into the future and visit your future self, which is a little bit like quantum jumping. It's just more straightforward, I would say. Quantum jumping is a little more on the woo side. I like the woo part of it. But NLP takes you into that future self where you envision who you are, what you've accomplished, the feelings that you feel, all of those things. And it brings it into an anchor inside yourself so that, yes, you then can move towards that. What that does is that allows your subconscious to be aware of it. Your mind, I'm sure you've heard this, but in case you haven't, doesn't know the difference between you imagining something and something actually happening. That's why people encourage doing vision work, imagining yourself in that outcome that you want to be in, and adding in all of the details of what does it feel like, what do you hear, what do you see, all those things. And so timeline is a bit like that. It's a quicker version. It takes you into those little hops of that and then brings you back into yourself so that you can bring those feelings and those things into the creation of where you want to be. There's also an amazing thing with NLP. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but it's parts integration. I don't think I did. I'm off my list a little bit. Parts integration, where you have one part of you that wants one thing and another part that wants something that's maybe a little bit contradictory to that one thing. So let's say you really want to lose weight, yet you really want to have the freedom of eating certain foods and not being restricted and all of the things that quote unquote dieting might bring. So you bring in the clarity of your mind. Your mind knows, the subconscious knows what the best direction is for you to take in order for you to fulfill both of those needs, to combine them in a way that allows you to move forward with ease. And that's parts integration. Brings those parts of yourself together that might be working kind of against each other right now, and to allow them to find a way to work together for your success. How incredible is that? I love that. I love that. And through so many of these things, other things that these bring to you, it clears the stress and anxiety. It deepens your understanding of yourself. You develop a more positive attitude around things, and you actually achieve greater success through those changes. And through that, more success and more. Once you start accomplishing things and having those successes, your mind will take you into the places of having more and more. And then there's an incredible thing called neural levels. It's a session that you do with someone like me who's trained in NLP, and it's a big emotional change. It will change pretty much how you view your world. So that's not something to just jump into and be taken lightly. That will change a lot of things. So if you're especially in a place where you are struggling, you don't know the way forward, you don't know what's going on, this is a great thing to talk to somebody about doing. I'd like to try neural level. It's a great thing to do in person, if at all possible, but I have had really amazing successes with it online as well. You just have to be working with the right people in order for things to really move forward with that. And it's an incredible thing. It changes the way forward. It changes how you see so many things in your life. And that anchors in and comes back with you so that you're moving forward with that new viewpoint. You will see things in your life going forward differently. I think it's pretty incredible. NLP helps with things sometimes in a different way than hypnosis does too. Like I said, it kind of goes in straightforward. It's not into the kind of drawn out, relaxing part of it where you get into the hypnosis. This is going in, tapping right into the subconscious and having that chat and moving on. I've worked with NLP with people wanting to quit smoking, clear alcohol from their lives, or lessen it. Weight, like I said, sometimes they have the weight issue of wanting to have their cake and eat it too. That's not an exact right way of saying it, but wanting to lose weight and eat the cake. Sometimes stepping in and using a little bit of NLP can be really helpful there. And in certain versions of actually problems with sleep, it can be super helpful. Hypnosis can help in one instance and NLP in another, because they activate a little bit differently in the mind and work with different versions of whether you can fall asleep or can't fall asleep, or whether you're not staying asleep. So you work differently with those, but they both work in their way for whatever it is that you're having trouble with in terms of sleeping. So there is, my friends, a little bit about NLP. I hope I know I got off my track a little bit, and so I hope it wasn't too confusing for you, that it did give you some information about it. So if someone tells you, oh, that's trying to brainwash you on selling stuff or doing this or doing that, that is not what NLP is meant for. It is meant to guide you and help you in living a better life. And for the people that use it that way, like me, it's an incredible tool. And if you're interested in it, come on in and hop in the Change Gang. I'll be talking about it some more in there. We're actually getting ready to do some astrology classes in the Change Gang. So if you have not hopped in there and you're interested in that, come on in. Come on in. It's a free group and you are welcome. And it is called the Change Gang, just like this. There we go on the NLP, and I want you to know that, of course, I'm here. I do private sessions. I do private work. I love to do that. I do group events, but most of the time with NLP, I like to do that one-to-one. And so you can book in with me. Definitely. I'm working on my website. Hopefully that's going to be updated soon, and you'll be able to just go directly there and find everything you need to find. But in the meantime, most of the time you can find links to my services on my socials. Laura Ordile, Magical Mindset Mentor on Facebook, or Laura Ordile on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, I believe just under Laura Ordile. So you can find me in all of those places, and I look forward to chatting with you more. Have a great week, and I will meet you right here, same time next week. I hope today's episode was interesting to you in some way and fun. If so, hey, find someone to share it with. Maybe they need to hear it too, or maybe they'll just enjoy it. If you'd like, go ahead and grab my tips on supercharging your success. It includes a free short meditation to do just that. You can find that at bit.ly/supercharge your success. Until next time, happy day.